We often talk about sustainability. What does it actually mean? By definition, sustainability is the capacity to endure. In ecology, the word describes how biological systems remain diverse and productive over time. In the context of this presentation, we are going to explore three important elements in the sustainability model, which are the family, the tribe, and the environment on which we depend. In this holistic model of sustainability, we see all parts having important roles which must be in balance. All parts need to be respected for the whole to survive. Let us present a me, we, it model, where me as an individual or a family unit, with their needs to live with dignity and prosper. We is a tribe or society with interdependent members who rely on each other to exchange products and services in a peaceful, fair and equitable way. And thirdly, there is it, the environment we live in and depend on, that needs to be respected and nourished to continue to sustain us. The needs of all three aspects need to be in balance for sustainable future. We're here today because there is an imbalance in the me, we, it system. Let's look at each element to examine what is missing and what needs healing. In the me level, women are undervalued, don't have access to education, and too often are not included in the decision-making process. In the we level, communities need infrastructure and vision for their development and prosperity. And where the environment is concerned, there are big problems with desertification of land due to people pressure and the climate change. There is a Japanese proverb, vision without action is a daydream. Action without vision is a nightmare. In creating a vision for our future that serves everyone, we must include everyone, and half of our population are women, whose voices are not heard. As UN report shows, women are responsible for over 66% of work, which includes looking after our families and growing the food. When society empowers its women, everyone benefits. Just one example is that educating and empowering women has been shown to be crucial in combating the HIV/AIDS that is crippling millions of families and whole nations. Educated women have access to better jobs or are able to create and run their businesses. Through economic empowerment and education, women are better able to provide nutrition and shelter for their families. All this gives their children better chances in life and creates more peaceful and prosperous society. As a part of the solution, the House of Women is committed to promote education of women and girls, to encourage women to join support groups where they learn together and help each other, to create a vision that they then implement. We, human beings, wherever we live, like to transform our environment to suit our needs. We think that we know better how to run the very thing that sustains us, gives us food, water and shelter. In fact, we only interfere and disrupt natural processes and end up losing the natural resources that we depend upon. Think of any human settlement. It is full of hard water-shedding surfaces and has little vegetation or biodiversity. In the absence of ecological understanding, many people often, over time, turn single-species dominant landscapes or monocultures into desert. It has fewer organisms. It cannot retain water and nutrients. Food, water and habitat in common are lost in the desert. The good news is the damage can be reversed. Nature has a way of recovering from damage caused by humans, once it is allowed to do so. All we need to do is get out of the way. Principles of landsmanship and restoration ecology can be applied through people's stewardship, plants and animals, to any degraded land to restore it to full functionality from 6 months to several years. The main principle that needs to be respected here is the nutrients, minerals and water cycles. The more water, nutrients and minerals are cycled in the ecosystem, the richer and more productive system will become. The system that is rich in those elements will be more effective in retaining the soil and water. In fact, the reservoir of nutrients, minerals and water in the landscape are the species themselves, and the materials deposited by flowing rivers and creeks called alluvium. It is hard to imagine that these two images are of the same piece of land. Vegetation and the living practices of animals have an amazing ability to increase the topsoil. Short-term disturbance of the land should be followed by long-term seasonal rest in rotations. Choose the functional species that did grow there historically, or introduce different ones that will mimic the same function. Long-term grazing periods cause ecosystem dysfunction and topsoil degradation. Grazing areas should be rotated to prevent soil erosion. Small percentage of harvest can be stored and later used as feedback to the soil through stock to increase biomass growth of vegetation each year. Choose the plants and animals you wish to harvest. Make them part of your habitat and let the system build around them. There is far more species below the surface of the ground than above it, and this is our ecological capital. The most nutritious human food is grown in maintained earthworm beds. Diverse species of plants and animals need to share the same habitat to increase food for all organisms. Using these natural farming systems on the same patch of land, it is now possible to farm productively without artificial support such as fertilizers, insecticides, herbicides and fungicides. Trail feeding sheep with pasture seeds and their feed grain adds new pasture species to the existing pastures, will ensure natural enrichment of soil and monetary and ecological profit. There are giant grasses available on every continent that perform filtration of water. Where stream beds are vegetated, the animals prefer to drink on the downside of these vegetated beds. The nutrients are retained in the plants. All stream and air pollution is plant food. Nature captures energy immediately on every scale, and if we intervene, we can capture that energy too. Empowered women, healthy environment and sustainable agriculture become a solid basis for self-sufficiency, trade and healthy economy. A healthy, sustainable economy has a number of key requirements, and in today's world there are some exciting new opportunities unfolding. Over the past 20 years, Internet has moved from the desks of university researchers, and now there are billions of people who have Internet access, and the number is growing. What does this mean? Did you realize that the Internet is the world's greatest library? You have instant access through free online search engines like Google to answer any of your questions, from a cooking recipe to how to build a rocket ship. We can join multitude of online communities to share ideas, get support, meet people and learn. The Internet is also the global marketplace where you can buy and sell almost anything. This is an exciting new world that has opened up a multitude of possibilities to help us create a new sustainable world. Just look at what happens in one Internet minute. What does Internet bring to make businesses sustainable and prosperous? Businesses now are not only paperless, but you can also run it from home. No need to travel in order to sell your goods locally or internationally. The Internet is everywhere, and it has a range of online marketplaces and business tools to help you market, sell and run your business. Emacs is a great example of how information is now online and is instantly available anywhere, anytime. Products, services and communities are all brought together and promoted on the world stage. Sustainable trading is essential for a healthy economy that will support communities. Now, with the Internet and the mobile technology, communities have access to free online tools such as eBankBooks. It is being used as one of the tools to support Namibian women to get into business. These tools are available to small businesses globally, and eBankBooks, for example, is used by small businesses in over 160 countries around the world. We live in exciting times, and possibilities are only limited by our imagination. Should you choose to accept this mission, the question will be not why, but rather why not? Why not take these steps and create our new prosperous and sustainable future for you, for us, and for the planet?